These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume.
What's up, everybody? Once again, welcome to another Q&A sponsored by the Memphis Music Foundation. I'm your boy BLKcardprince, and this is your one and only Mr. Don Trips. Everybody give Don Tripp a hand. All right, so we can get this moving. So, clearly, hometown Memphis.
Of course.
What does that mean? What does that mean to you, especially being in this industry?
I mean, being from Memphis, of course, it's a lot of different genres of music come from Memphis. But for the most part, it's like the most difficult place to get noticed for hip hop. So, I mean, I don't know about nobody else, but I prefer the road less traveled. Since it was the most difficult way to go, then that's what I picked. So, I feel like my career mean more because I stuck here and made it work through here.
Right, then travel outside.
Indeed.
Have to go to that.
I mean, we travel, but I don't live nowhere. I live in Memphis, no matter what. When on my downtime, I'm in Memphis. I ain't.
So no condo on the A?
No, I'm good. They got too much going on in the A for me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Indeed.
Yeah. Tell us about your writing style. I mean, do you like to write in studios? Are you one that uses co-writers? You take the beat home and vibe with it?
No, I don't need. The way I work, I mean, let's say if I was doing a feature right now, the way I would do a feature, if you send it to me through an email, which is more than likely that's what they're doing, you send it to me through an email, I'm gonna go to the studio, I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna record it, we're gonna be through in 45 minutes, I'm gonna send it right back to you. As far as me doing my own records, pretty much the same technique. I go to the studio, we play beats for 2 hours until we find what we're really looking for. And from that, I write the record and record the record. I don't take nothing home. I feel like it's like building a car and not having the instructions to do it. So when you got the guide and you on the road with it, you got to do it right then. I feel like that's something I can't just come back to. I mean, for people in the crowd that record, if you record one verse a day and you record the second verse tomorrow, then they're not even gonna match because it's two different zones. So when I record the whole record right then. If I'm not recording the whole record, then I'm not even doing it. And I never have to. A lot of people scrap a lot of records. I never had to scrap records because I'm not even for to write this verse if I'm not feeling it. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not even coming in the studio. We're gonna sit there. If I can't get it, then I don't got it. That's just how I work. I feel like the worst thing you can do musically is force the song. A lot of people still do that, but I don't got the luxury or the finance to be forcing records and wasting records.
So you touch base on that touring thing. So what have you learned? What do you like? I mean, are you one to like to be on the road?
It's work, man. They say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. It makes sense, but it's very inaccurate. I mean, if you want to enjoy your life, you got to work to get what you're trying to get. Period. Don't come to you. It don't matter if you love doing what you're doing or not. Yeah, I love music. I love to make the music. I love the money I get back from it. But nobody want to wake up 30 days straight at 6 in the morning and go to another city and you're driving and go do the exact same thing for 30 days straight. Nobody wants to do that.
No, I don't think so.
And not to say I'm complaining because that would be quite ungrateful. This is where I want to be in my career. Of course, I want to go further, but this is part of what I wanted. But for the most part, with the touring, some of the things you gotta keep in mind. Like I said, I look at myself like a business. Like I don't do the normal things normal people do. We not in the club chilling. If I'm in the clubs because they pay me to be there, I don't care how nobody look at it. I don't need no bottles. I don't smoke. I ain't popping no pills. I don't need mileage, I don't need none of that. So the way we rock, we go in, we do what we came to do. Once we finish doing what we came to do, we leave. We're going to wherever the next venue is. And on the tour, like I said, you gotta look at it like a business. So you gotta have your merchandise together. For the most part, I gotta get more merchandise. But either way, that's like one of the most important things that matter when it comes to touring. And pretty much meeting as many people as you can meet. I mean, not as so much as the fans, of course, when you meet, and I hate to call them fans, but not so much as meeting your supporters or the people that came to see you at the show. I mean, you pretty much met them by standing on stage. But the people that's backstage, a lot of rappers got big egos, so you don't want to walk up to so-and-so because you feel like he don't know you because he's bigger than you. But in this game, of course, everybody's bigger than you when you step in. And you know, for the most part, when you're on tour, you have to do that. Like, you know, we all start as opening acts, and until the money comes, you know, you're doing that. I was opening act on Worley tour. I was opening act on Game tour. But again, I had enough music out that I could do my own shows. That, you know, in between that, so I could still get paid. And you know, it pretty much was self-sufficient. And again, like I said, I look at it like a business. So you know, I won't say exactly what I did, but I made it where I got paid for my promo tour. I don't know how, you know, I don't know how everybody else rocked, but they had to pay me for mine. So.
That's what's up. So the mixtape game, how do you feel that it is helping or not helping the hip hop culture? Because the mixtape is pretty much for some people replaced the whole album.
I don't think it's doing nothing to the culture. I think what it's really doing, a lot of people don't look at it like this. If you look at the music business before mixtapes, the record labels made all the money off your albums. The only way you make money is the tour. If you can only tour off music, right? So if you don't put a mixtape out, you know, mixtapes didn't really exist, so you had to put an album out to put music out, right? That means the 9 months it take you to put this album together, and the other 2 months it take to put this album out, you starving. Mixtape game popped up, you can put a mixtape out, and if people rock with 4 of the songs that you got on there, then you can tour for a good 6 months. Well, you get to eat until it's time to drop an album. So I don't care nothing about the hip hop culture as long as my pockets is good. As long as I can feed my family, I don't care about all the extra. I'm cool.
What type of advice do you have for artists independently, from Memphis throughout? What is the small tidbits in your mind that you know that have helped you in this industry?
Spend your own money on you. I mean, of course, it's a long list of things I can say, but I feel like that's the most important thing. I feel like, I mean, in life, you're going to blow your money on something anyway. And why not blow your money on your own career? I mean, when I started off, I'm the one person that bought my mixtapes. You know, I didn't have to pay for studio time, fortunately, but if I did have to pay for studio time, I was the one that was going to grind and get it done. And for the most part, I feel like if you invest your own money and you know, when the time comes for a bigger investor to invest theirs in, you have more input, you have more knowledge of where you want to go with it, because anybody can put the money on you, but they got to know what they're doing. The only way you going to know if they know what they're doing is for you to know what you're doing. And pretty much the only way to do that, you know, everything in this costs money no matter what you're doing. Even the free mixtapes, it costs money to make them. So, you know, I feel like that's the most important aspect of this period, is to put your own money in it, because if you're not going to invest in you, who will?
All right, y'all, still give it up for Mr. Trip.
I appreciate it.
Gang up, phone gang kick, and my bitch came up. Trip came up, I salute you, little bruh. And the nigga got a problem, I shoot him, little bruh. It's 901, no, maybe that is CMG with a motherfucker moving, little bruh. You probably love it.
Yeah, I am the one and only Mr. Don Trip. And of course, I gotta send a special thanks to Memphis Music Foundation. And they show a lot of love and Memphis Music. Yeah.
Money coming, I'm a boy. You probably love that. Fame, you probably love it. The tour, you probably love it. Think one of these bitches could be yours.
This is the one and only Mr. Don Trip. Of course, I'm rocking with Street Savage. You know how I rock, so if I rock with it, it's 100. Be Savage.